Good morning, hello and welcome to Money Control's live stream. You're watching Opening Bell with me, Lovisha Darad. Well, it looks like it'll be a decent start for the markets given that the GIFT Nifty has been indicating a fairly positive start. It has been indicating about, yesterday's record close as well. However, the global handover, it was quite mixed. The US markets ended on a mixed note with Dow Jones snapping its 4-day rally. Tech stocks, however, it came to the rescue and helped tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite Index end on a mildly green note. Now, if we focus on the Asia-Pacific markets, they also started off on a positive note. Be it Japan, Australia, South Korea, or even Chinese markets, all have been blinking in the green. But after yesterday's close, when we come back to home, Nifty's close above 26,000 for the first time ever. It'll be crucial to watch out whether or not the bulls kick in the later part of the day and prompt the indices to newer highs in the trading session. Now, since it is Nifty's monthly expiry day also, volatility is likely to be a part and parcel of the trade. But so far this series, Nifty has already gained over 850 points and it'll be the fourth straight FNO series if Nifty ended up with gains as well. Do remember that in August, it had also gained with about 300 points as well. Okay, so lots more action lined up in this 1 hour. We'll be taking stocks in action in the later part of the segment, getting you our technical expert to answer all your stock related queries. So keep them coming in our live feed and we'll try to address them before 9:30 a.m. Before diving in deeper in the show, let's take a look at the top headlines at this hour. A mixed close for the Wall Street overnight. The S&P 500 Dow Jones retreated from their record highs to end the day on a negative note, while tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite Index eked narrow gains. All eyes will be on initial jobless data due tonight. All of Asian markets rose in early trade this morning. South Korea's Kospi led the gains by rising over 1%, while Japan and Australian markets also traded in the positive territory. Meanwhile, the GIFT Nifty is indicating a positive start for the Indian bosses. Oil prices moved slightly higher after Energy Information Administration reported an inventory decline of 4.5 million barrels for the week to September 20. Brent crude ticked higher to $73 per barrel, whereas WTI crude near the $70 per mark. Market regulator Sebi launched dedicated FPI outreach cell to improve and simplify experience of such investors accessing Indian securities market. Now, the cell will provide support during onboarding phase and address any operational issues during registration process. All right. Now, since the Nifty closed above that 26,000 mark for the first time ever, the sustenance of this move will be closely watched in the today's trading session, because a decisive close of this 26,000 mark will raise on experts' bet that if Nifty held 26,000 levels firmly, 26,200 level will be the next hurdle to watch out. The support is now placed around 25,800 level. In yesterday's session, we also saw underperformance in Midcap and Smallcap indices. The Midcap index snapped its 3-day winning streak, while Smallcap index also fell for the second straight day. Small cap index particularly has now declined in 5 out of 7 trading sessions. However, Bank Nifty has reclaimed its 54,000 mark, held by good gains seen in private lenders such as HDFC Bank, Axis Bank as well as ICICI Bank. Now, given that GIFT Nifty's all-time high level was reached about, at the start of the week, about 54 to 247 levels, experts are vouching for the index to first cross 54,100 levels for a further up move. Looking at some option cues, Nifty's put-call ratio has increased to 1.33 from 1.31 from previous session. So that indicates that there is some bullish momentum which is prevailing in the markets. If we look at the FNO ban list, no new entries were there, but the ones that continue to remain in the list are the likes of Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail, Granules India, Vodafone Idea, Hindustan Copper and IEX. Now, let's look at yesterday's fund flows. Foreign investors continue to offload equities for the second consecutive day. They sold stocks worth about 974 crore rupees in the cash markets. On the other hand, domestic institutional investors were the net buyers, pouring about 1,780 rupees in cash markets. So, domestic investors did majority of the heavy lifting in the yesterday's trading session as well. Okay, so on that note, let's get on board our technical expert of this show, Chandan Taparia of Motilal Oswal. Chandan, so good to have you on the show. Welcome to Money Control's live stream as well. First up, we saw that the Nifty has closed above that 26,000 mark for the first time yesterday. So what does it mean? Can we see further up move, or do we have some consolidation in charts given that it's a monthly expiry day as well? What are the key levels that the trader should watch out for?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. So today's monthly expiry for Nifty, and expiry on expiry basis, this index is up by around 3.4%. We have seen a decent run up and every small decline was being bought. If I talk about the recent price setup, index rallied well from support of 24,750 to all the way to 26,000 marks. Levels are gradually shifting higher and index has been making higher tops, higher bottom. If you look at the data setup, put call ratio is holding well. Volatility index has been cooling down. So the entire data internal along with SIP flow and the FI's buying interest indicate the bullish bias could be there. So we believe as of now till Nifty holds above 25,800 zone, buy on decline could continue for the next leg of rally, which can take the index towards 26,100 to 26,250. Those who are looking for positional point of view, we believe the 25,500 could act as a major support to finally achieve our positional target, that is 26,850, which is 164 gain square. Now, if I talk about the Bank Nifty index, yesterday it had the monthly expiry, and expiry on expiry basis, this index closed with gains of around 5.76%. Rollers were in line of 66, 65%. But Bank Nifty has been moving in a rising channel from last 2.5, 3 years. And now we are at upper band of the rising channel. So if it manages to give the fresh breakout led by any positive comment from RBI governor, then this rate sensitive index can head towards 55, 555 zone. But talking on immediate point of view, till Bank Nifty holds above 53,750 zone, we can see an up move towards 54,247 and 54,500 zone. So bullish bias in both the indices because major trend is positive and most of the data internal are indicating the bullish bias to extend for next leg of rally in the market.
Okay, so bullish trend remains. Chandan, you mentioned that Bank Nifty has also reclaimed about 54,000 levels as well, and quite see a further up move as well. But HDFC Bank in particular, yesterday we saw a lot of rally coming in from the private lenders. HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, all of them participated in the up move. So what do we see on the charts for HDFC Bank? There are certain brokerage targets that have risen that it'll touch to the 2,000 level mark as well. So how does it look in the charts for now, HDFC Bank for you?
Yeah, that's very important to notice the HDFC Bank because being the heavyweights of the Bank Nifty and the overall market, really the series has gone fantastic for HDFC Bank. It's up by around 8%. It has been making higher top, higher bottom formation for almost 15, 20 days and supports are gradually shifting higher. We have seen a major breakout above 1680, 1700 zone led by unwinding and short covering. So we believe momentum could extend. However, some sort of consolidation may be there, but till it holds above 1735, ongoing momentum can extend towards the new lifetime high territory, which can extend it to 1850 to 1880 zone. As of now, the lifetime high for HDFC Bank is near 1794. So first it can hit to those level and then extend the next leg of rally. When you talk about banking name and HDFC Bank, I think we should also focus on the name like Axis Bank, which has really done well, and some short covering could trigger here being the monthly expiry. So we believe with support of 1240, Axis Bank can extend the rally towards 1300 zone.
Okay. All right, some bullish momentum coming in, commentary coming in for HDFC Bank. If you look at some pre-open rates, Nifty and Sensex have been looking like there is a little bit of consolidation looking on the charts. But let's see, just a few minutes to go for the opening bell. Now coming to focus to Vedanta. Vedanta, it saw a dip earlier this month, but since then the stock has recovered fairly well. Yesterday also it closed with about 2% gains given that the rally we have seen in the metals. But how does Vedanta look like in the charts? It's just shy away from its 52-week high of 506 rupees as well.
Yeah, so entire Nifty metal index has seen a decent run up in last 3 to 4 days. Metal index is up by around 4% in this week. And Vedanta, Hindalco, Tata Steel, most of these names have seen a major breakout. Talking about Vedanta, earlier it was finding hurdle at 480, 475 zone. But in last 2 days, the way it has surpassed the hurdle, some sort of positive trigger could be there. The stock has been consolidating in this range from last almost 18 weeks since mid of May. So I believe a decisive hold above 480 can start the next leg of rally. So I believe 477 could act as an immediate support to see the momentum towards 500 and even higher levels.
Okay, so that is the commentary coming in for Vedanta. Uh, uh, Chandan, we are seeing in the pre-open rates that Tech Mahindra is gaining up in the index. Tata Motors, Bajaj Twins also holding up really well. But Tech Mahindra stock, it is holding up about like 16, 19 levels. What do we see about Tech Mahindra as a stock?
Yeah, so first to talk about Nifty IT that has been consolidating the range from last six trading session. But really the Nifty IT has done well by rallying by more than 18% in this calendar year. And major trend of this index is positive even after the consolidative nature of last 5-6 days. Now talking about Tech Mahindra, major trend is positive, but it got stuck in a range. And I see here that from last 28 days it has been moving in between 1575 to 1675 zone. So this 100-point range is there from last 28 days. That was almost 1.5 months. And it requires a decisive breakout. So if someone is interested to buy, follow the support of 1575. Look for an upside target towards 1675. So this is the 100-point range, and we have to believe and follow this range as of now till we don't get a decisive range breakout in the counter.
Okay, coming in for Tech Mahindra. Let's see how the IT stocks behave in today's session. Just 10 seconds away. We're just less than 10 seconds away. We are here just sticking on numbers on your screen. Let's see how the markets open out on today's trading session after yesterday's decisive close of 26,000. So first rates, let's see. Coming in on your screen, we can see a little bit of a downtick for the benchmarks. All right, the updated rates show that the Sensex and Nifty has been floating mildly in the green. We can see Sensex at 85,185 level, while the Nifty is at 26,012 levels, just shy about from yesterday's all-time high. Among the sectoral indices, let's see what is holding up well. We can see Nifty Metal. Okay, all of the sectors have been trading in the green. Except for Nifty Healthcare. Healthcare is mildly in the red, but otherwise we can see Nifty IT, Metal, Pharma, as well as bank indices also are seeing quite a bit of a rally. Yesterday's Nifty IT names that actually saw a bit of a knockoff, that is also doing well in today's trading session. It is up about 0.3% in trade. Among the top gainers of the Nifty, it looks like Shriram Finance, Maruti Suzuki has been doing quite well on Nifty top gainers. Maruti Suzuki, we can see Shriram Finance, SBI Life Insurance, Bajaj Finserv, Tata Motors. Among the top losers has been Hero MotoCorp, Titan and ICICI Bank, Tata Steel and Reliance. So they are the top gainers and losers on the Nifty 50 index. Let's see how the broader markets are doing. Broader markets, they're exhibiting quite a mixed trend in today's trading session after yesterday's knockoff. Midcap indices still on a bleeding note. It is still mildly trading in the red, 0.05% down, while small cap indices up a little bit in the green. We can see blinking into the green small cap indices. But let's see how it pans out. Just we're just like short of a little bit of from the all-time high for the Nifty 50, and let's see, since it's a expiry session, how it pans out for the day. We could see that as well. Chandan, we have opened mildly in the green. So how does the the day look like for the markets, for the traders today?
So as of now, I believe the entire setup will be at 26,000 zone, because it's a monthly expiry, and we have noticed some tug of war between call writers and the put writers at 26,000 strike. But the good part is measure trend is positive, so every small decline is being bought. I believe that 25,850 could act as a major support, but after the opening, I believe we need to follow the support at 25,950. Till it holds about 25,950, we have to go with the bullish stance to see a target towards 26,100 zone. Those who wants to be in option trading, they can look at 25,950 call. However, one need to keep in mind that we are trading in options, especially on expiry days. So theta decay may be there if there is no momentum. But as of now, the stance is to be with 25,950 call. Buy this call near 100 with support of 70. And I believe once this call can hit to us 140 to 165 level. So this is how you need to set the tone for expiry day. Bias is positive, go for positive to range bound stance. Look at support of 25,950, go for 25,950 call or 25,900 call to go for 25,950 call or go with support of 25,950 to get some positive stance or some momentum on expiry day.
Okay, Chandan. We are seeing a little bit of an action on Uno Minda. Uno Minda stock has been doing well in the Midcap index. It is up about 2%. The news flow has also been that the subsidiary has signed a technical license agreement with Hyundai Mobis. Uno Minda stock, Chandan, how does it look like on the charts for now, for the near term as well?
Yeah, technically speaking, the stock is holding well. Major trend is positive, and especially from last 5 days, it has been making higher top, higher bottom. It rallied well from 1,033 to 1178, and supports are gradually shifting higher. So one can hold the long position with support of 1145. The stock has potential to extend the move towards 1200 to 1210.
Okay, coming in for Uno Minda. IFL Finance. IFL Finance has seen a lot of action in trade recently. You know, how does the stock look like in the charts? We have seen that, you know, in recent action after the RBI lifted curbs in the gold loan business, though it is still below the 600 levels in the March before the RBI imposed restrictions. But can we see a little bit of an up move, or the news is already getting priced in?
So I don't want to comment on the broking companies. Looking at some disclaimer and disclosure, but yes, overall we have very positive view on the capital market as a whole. We believe that most of the broking, AMC, exchange, depository names are likely to witness the positive momentum. So overall bias is positive, and selective name from exchanges and broking could see the positive stance. But I don't want to name the specific company. But the trigger here is that day by day the demat accounts are increasing. As of now in India, we have more than 15 crore demat account. That is just 10% of the total population. If I look at the recent data set of 42 lakhs new account added in the last month, and as per the industry opinion, the demat account number should go to double. So there, I think that is positive for most of the broking as a whole for short to medium term point of.
Okay. Okay, IFL Finance. Okay, coming to PB Fintech, it is seeing 3% down in trade today, despite the company saying that it might be tapping into the healthcare system in news. On the charts also in the past 1 month, it has been down 8%. Chandan, what do you make of PB Fintech on the charts? How is it expected to do in the near term as well?
Yeah, so we can talk about the PB Fintech, and the good part is that Nifty itself is holding well and supports are gradually shifting higher. The 25,950 call which we spoken is really doing great. Now talking about the policy bazaar or PB Fintech, the stock stock witnessed some corrective move from higher levels. So I believe let it find some stability near 1600 zone. I believe 1600 to 1580 could provide some support. So let it witness some more decline, and then we'll look at the counter to go for bottom facing approach.
All right, that is coming in for PB Fintech. But let's take some viewer queries right now. Shatabdi Ghosh, she's been holding SBI shares at 814 rupees. She's asking if there is any hopes of a bullish reversal back to 850 levels. Right now, the stock has been trading about 794 levels. In the past 1 month also, it has been quite a laggard, and it has only, it has declined about 2% in the past 1 month. If you look at 6 months charts also, it has been just like a fairly very decent performance. It has still underperformed benchmarks. Chandan, what do you make of SBI? Can we see some bullish reversal?
So looking at the SBI, we have more positivity on the private bank rather than PSU names. And I believe your Nifty CPSE index, including PSU Bank, Defense, Power, and Selective Railway name could see some underperformance. But yes, very positive on the Bank Nifty. And most of the private banks can do well. But talking about SBI, those who are looking for better risk reward ratio can accumulate it. But I require a decisive range breakout above 800 zone, because as of now we have noticed call writing at 800 strike, and today is the last day of the monthly expiry. And expiry on expiry basis, this stock is down by around 2.5%, and sustained call writing is visible at 800. So I think that will put some pressure, but I believe it requires a hold above 800 in next 1 or 2 days. If it holds above 800, then we can play for a bounce towards 820, 827 zone.
All right, that's coming in. Okay, so coming to the second query, let's take for Ola Electric. Ola Electric, I think, where is the query? 1 second. Okay, Ola Electric, Kunal Roy, he has been asking the point of view on Ola Electric. Should we buy, hold or sell? Today also Ola Electric, it has been fairly flat in the performance. After the listing also it has come off come off from the highs. So what should Kunal do at this point of time, Chandan? Any take on Ola Electric?
Yeah, so this is the new entrance in the Indian primary market or capital market. Just got listed around 7-8 days back. It made high near 157 and corrected to 101, 102 zone, now hovering near 103 marks. But if I look at the data setup and early price study, then I believe it should form the bottom somewhere below 100 zone. And then slow and steady, it can head towards 120 to 140 zone. So I have limited price history as of now, being the new entry in the market. But as per the data setup and internal, I believe one can hold or can initiate the long position. I believe with major support at 1992, this stock has potential to rally towards 120 to 135 zone. That is 20 to 35% upside from current level.
Okay, Chandan. Another query coming in from Utsav Jain. He says that he has entered REC stock at 550 rupees per share. So what could be the short-term selling target? It looks like the stock has fallen below when he had entered the stock. It is trading now about like at 543 rupees per share. So Chandan, in the past 1 month also the stock has been quite the laggard. It has declined about 7% in the past 1 month. Given that the power plays are also firming up in trade today in recent days, can we see certain reversal in trend, or what should Utsav do at this point of time?
So looking at REC, we have noticed that selective power finance or the PSU names witness some underperformance. So the immediate structure is lower top, lower bottom on the weekly chart. I believe some sort of consolidative move can be there in the counter. However, in last week it made bottom near 510, but the concern is follow up is not visible. It needs to hold above 550, 555 zone, then only up move could be there. So I believe just keep the counter on wait and watch mode. If manages to hold 550, then only we can see an upside. Otherwise, it can drip down towards 520 to 515 marks.
All right. Another query coming in from Srivardhan Gupta. He has been asking about Kokuyo Camlin, that it has been on a downward trend starting. So how should he approach the stock for the 3 months and for the long term as well? Kokuyo Camlin, one of the stationery companies, it has not been doing well from the past 5 days as well. If you look at past 1 month charts also, it has been fairly languishing. So Kokuyo Camlin, any take on this, Chandan?
So talking about Kokuyo Camlin, we have really seen a decent up move in last 2-3 years. And in the last 4 months, the stock has rallied well from 110 to 230 zone. But recent past, it witnessed a profit booking decline as it corrected from 230 to now below 200 marks. So I believe 190, 192 could provide a major support, which was the earlier breakout. So let it find support near to the same to get some recovery in the counter.
Okay, some support on the counter. I hope that answers your query, Srivardhan. All right, another query coming in from Alex. He's asking the view on Concor for a fresh long. Concor is still it is down in trade today, trading about like 887 rupees. If we look at the past 1 month chart also, it has been down about 10%. If we look at 6 month charts, it has not been performing well. Concor has not been doing well. Given that PSU stocks have been quite the laggard in the recent days, Chandan, what do you see for Concor? Where should they bet in the near term?
So most of the PSU names are witnessing selling pressure, whether we talk about defense, railway, or selective construction, infra name, or banks. And Concor has been making lower top, lower bottom. On one side, your index is hitting to 26,000 marks and making the new excitement, but such stocks are falling down, which clearly indicates absence of buying interest. And if I look at the last 16 weeks, it has corrected from 1180 to 890 zone, and the structure is still the lower top, lower bottom. So I believe let it surpass 900, 920, then only the immediate negativity will nullify. So wait and watch, avoid positions, let it go down and settle for any bargain buying or bargain hunting.
Okay, that is coming in for Conquer. Let's take another query. This is on IEX. Naveen has been asking the view on IEX. IEX has been doing well in trade today. It has been up 2%. It is trading about 207 rupees per share. But Chandan, where do we see for the near-term charts for IEX, since that energy plays have also gained quite a bit of a momentum, and IEX also has been doing well in the recent days as well. So IEX, what is your take?
So looking at IEX, we have seen a profit booking decline in last 2-3 trading session. Before that, it witnessed slow and steady move from 186 to all the way to 244. But in last 2 days, it corrected from 244 to 199 zone. This stock has nature of being volatile. Whenever it witnesses buying interest, suddenly some selling pressure happens and then it drifts lower. But again, it's a good stock for buy on decline approach. As of now, 200 can be used as a major support to witness some recovery towards 222.
All right. Another query on Trident. Pavitra has been asking that there has been no move in the stock, but even if we look at 1 month charts as well, it has not been performing well. It is down about 4%, and if you look at 6 month charts as well, it is fairly, it's again, it has not been performing well as well. Trident, what should she do? Should she exit at this point of time if she has bought into the stock?
I think one can hold Trident. Major trend of the counter is positive and it has been making higher top, higher bottom. One of the strongest name in this market scenario. And if I simply put 50-day exponential moving average, and that is really working well for the name. So if you notice here on my chart, if I put the Trident, then some sort of recovery could be there. I think I missed the reply. I was looking at the trend rather than talking about Trident, but let me correct. If I talk about the Trident, structure is not that positive. It got stuck in a range, finding multiple hurdle at 37, 38 zone, has been moving in a range, being laggards. So I think let it consolidate. I don't have any view. If you are holding, can try to exit or don't average as of now. But if someone is asking about trend, I have very positive view. The stock has been making high top, high bottom, rallied well by more than 150% in this year. So till it holds above 7,700, look for a target was 8,000 to 8,500 in trend. So no view on Trident, avoid, but positive stance on the trend.
All right, positive view on trend, but no view on Trident. Okay. Another query coming in from Pavitra is that Easy My Trip. She's asking whether she should hold or sell in the near term. Easy My Trip, Easy Trip planners, they have been doing quite well in the bourses today. Today it's up 3% in trade. I mean, is it the time to book profits for Pavitra? What do you suggest, Chandan?
Actually, the structure of the counter is weak. It has been making lower top, lower bottom. If I look at monthly chart, the stock is trading at lowest level of last 30 months. So I don't think that immediately anyone bought and making profit in the same. In fact, must be in the pain or pressure. So not getting any sense. The stock can dip down towards 32 to 30 levels on the downside.
Okay. Okay, coming in for Easy My Trip stock. Bhairav Dhavre is asking his view on steel stocks. Metal stocks have been doing quite well. We also discussed in the initial part of the session that how we should trade around metal counters. But once again, Chandan, how should he approach steel stocks? Tata Steel in focus, JSW Steel in focus. How should he trade at this point of time?
So overall positive view on the selective metal name. And if I need to focus on one counter, then I can go with name like Hindalco. Major trend is positive. However, it witnessed some profit booking decline, but till it holds about 700, it can again witness some recovery towards 720 marks.
Okay, 740 mark. That is the counter that we need to be watching out as well. But Chandan, just coming to the final end of the segment, what is your trading picks given that the market has been seeing successive rallies? So, what do you think that could be a good pick at this point of time?
So first we talked about Trent. I think that the stock is likely to do well. One of the strongest name in the market. With support of 7,700, one can look for a target towards 8,200 zone. So we like Trent. Then most of the real estate counter do well because now after the Fed's rate cut, there will be focus and keenly watch on RBI policy meet. So Godrej property could be the other name. It has really seen a decent run up in last 4 days and momentum could be there. So with support of 3,300, one can look for an upside target towards 3,500 zone in Godrej. So Trent and Godrej property may be the two preferred pick in this market scenario. And talking about Nifty, till it holds above 25,950, we have overall positive to range bound bias. Utilize the buy on decline stance trade with 25,950 call, and Bank Nifty has potential to reclaim the lifetime high of 54 to 47 marks as well.
Okay, that is coming in for Trent and the realty indices. But thank you, Chandan. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking out time. It has been a pleasure connecting with you and hope we can connect with you soon as well.
Thank you.
Okay, Trent and realty indices both have been doing well quite on the counters. But if you look at the markets, markets have been holding quite well in the green. Sensex is already up 100 points and Nifty is up near to the 2631 levels. If you look at the other sectoral indices, while in the initial session we saw that majority of the sectoral indices, swung in the sea of green, we saw now most of them have been, blinking in the red. We can see Nifty FMCG holding strong after yesterday's beating. Nifty IT index also holding strong, up about like 0.6%. India WIX, it is cooled off a little bit. It has, come off below the level of 13 and it is trading about at 12 levels. But otherwise, metal indices, they have been seeing a little bit of a profit booking after 2 consecutive days of rally. So that is what we are watching out in trade as well. But coming to our second fundamental guest, joining me is Deepak Ramaraju of Shriram AMC. Deepak, so good to have you. Okay, there seems to be a little bit of a technical error. Okay, Deepak is here. Okay, Deepak. Hi Deepak. Thank you for joining us. So pleasure to have you here. But can I hear? I can't really hear Deepak. Okay, there is a little bit of a technical issue, but till then the audio gets resolved. Let's see how the markets have been doing. So we were talking about the metal counters. Metal is still blinking in the red after 2 consecutive days of rally. What seems not to be doing well in the metal counters have been JSW Steel, Hindustan Zinc, Tata Steel, and Vedanta as well. Vedanta coming in the news flow action, it is planning to announce its 4th interim dividend for the financial year. It will be meeting next month on October 8 to finalize its plans as well. Tata Steel, it is also down about like 0.3%. But what seems to be doing well is IT stocks. Nifty IT is doing well, up about 0.6% in trade today. What is holding well is TCS, Infosys, the likes of HCL Tech, Wipro, LTI Mindtree. So, Nifty IT doing quite well in trade today. If you look at Nifty Media Index, it is again holding quite well, 0.2%. Yesterday also it had rose about 3% in trade today. So, it has built on to the gains, extended gains, and it is doing well as well. Apart from that, if you look at broader markets on the other hand have been underperforming the benchmarks. The Midcap and Smallcap indices, they are seeing a cuts of about 0.3% in trade. Midcap and Smallcap indices. Midcap is extending its losing streak for the 3rd straight day now. But otherwise, if we look at some of the top gainers and movers on the Nifty, Maruti Suzuki, SBI Life, Nestle, Tata Consumer, LTI Mindtree. So FMCG stocks, they have been doing quite well. on trade today. Some defensive plays taking a little bit of a front seat in trade. What not seems to be doing well is Hero MotoCorp, ONGC, Power Grid, Hindalco, Coal India. Power Grid yesterday, it was one of the top gainers of Nifty, but today we can see a little bit of a profit booking kicking in, and Power Grid seems to be one of the top laggards in the trade today. But once again, let's try and connect with our fundamental guest, Deepak Ramaraju, Senior Fund Manager of Shriram AMC. Can we hear you now? Okay, we still seem to have a little bit of an audio snag right there. But let's see how it pans out. But foreign institutional investors, they have been the net sellers for the second consecutive day, while the domestic institutional investors have been doing most of the heavy lifting and positive in the trading, positive territory. Now, what happened was that after the Fed rate cut was announced, FIIs became the net buyers of the Indian markets, and they also bought a lot of Indian stocks as well. But now what we have seen that they have taken a little bit of back seat, and they haven't been taken about the front seat as well. Now, what is left to see is that whether or not I was reading a report in the morning as well that most of the foreign brokerages have been pivoting towards a hold rather than a buy, because they are left to see whether or not the successive rallies that the Indian markets have seen, whether the valuations are actually at a fair valuations or not, whether they are trading at expensive valuations, or whether there is a growth story intact left as well. But that's all. I think we had some issue with our fundamental guest, but with that we have come to an end of the segment. We are seeing that the Sensex and Nifty has been holding quite well in trading session today. Be it the monthly FNO expiry, we can see some volatility in the trade today, maybe in the later half. But till then, fingers crossed, let's see, maybe we can hit new fresh highs as well. Till then, signing off. Please tune in to our closing bell. We'll be back with more updates, news action. Till then, signing off. Here I am.